Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So, I'm Chesstrovert and in today's video I'll be presenting you an amazing game. And when I say amazing, I mean it. This game is between two world chess champions, Mikhail Tal and Anatoly Karpov. This was played when exactly I'm not sure, but this was an amazing game. Let's dive deep into the game without any further delay. So the game starts off with e4, the king's pawn played by Tal. Mikhail Tal has the white pieces against Karpov who is having the black pieces, and he responds with c6, the Caro-Kann defense. And now Tal plays c4 and now d5 is played. This is the accelerated Panov attack, that is the name of the opening. And now takes, and Karpov develops his knight to f6, attacking the pawn. Tal defends his pawn and knight takes, and now Tal brings out his knight to f3. Knight takes on c3, pawn takes, and now g6 is played to develop the bishop on the g7 square. Next, Tal plays d4 and bg7 has been played. Next, bishop d3 just has been played by Tal because he wants to put pressure on this diagonal where the king will be castled in future. And let's see what happens. Castles. And now next, Karpov plays knight to c6, and now rook e1 has been played, followed up by rook e8, which is given a questionable move because anything better could have been played, like any developmental move or anything. But rook e1 is a bit passive. You could have Karpov could have put his bishop on uh, b7 over here. He could have played b6 and then put his bishop on b7, but he decided to play rook e8. Okay, that's also fine. But let's see what happens next. Next, Tal develops his bishop over to the g5 square. He is not letting Karpov push his pawn. He is telling to Karpov that, see, I have put my bishop in the way of the pawn, and now I am attacking the queen. I'm pinning the pawn to the king, to the queen, and now you can't play e5. It's not so easy for you to play e5. What will you do, Karpov? Let's see what Karpov does. He plays bishop to e6, and here is the main climax of the video, one of the most important parts of the video, where Tal sacrifices his rook. What a brilliancy this is. The idea is very simple. If you capture with the pawn, he develops his bishop over to this diagonal. This diagonal, he's capturing this diagonal, sorry, not that, this diagonal with his bishop, and he's taking control of it. He has done that to get some initiative, which he is getting. And now Karpov plays queen d6, queen e2, knight d8, and now rook comes over to e1. Rook attacks the bishop, the knight defends the bishop, king moves over because this is a very dangerous diagonal right now. And Karpov does not want to put his king on that diagonal, on the same diagonal as the bishop. That's why he moves his king over to h8. Let's see what happens next. Knight comes over to the central square attacking the queen, and now the queen has to move. And now the bishop moves over to b3. Pawn is played over to e5, h4. Tal likes to attack. He is an attacker. He was always an attacker. He is like the greatest attacker in chess, most probably. He is among the greatest attackers in chess in the history of chess. And because here you can see when Karpov played this move, he is attacking the pawn chain. He's attacking the central pawns of Tal. But Tal says that no, I don't want to care about them. I don't want to defend them. I want to take the initiative and I will. I will push h4. And now let's see, Karpov, what will you do? Karpov takes the pawn. Tal again pushes his pawn. He doesn't care about his central pawns at all. He's just going for the initiative. He's going for the kill. Let's see what happens. And here this is a blunder. This is a blunder. And Tal here plays queen takes h5. Why this is a blunder? Like, this may sound very surprising to you, but even the greatest of greats, Mikhail Tal, missed a tactic over here. The tactic was knight to f6. That was the best move over here. The reason being, if you capture with the pawn, then the queen gives a check. The king has to come up, and sorry, this is, yeah, the bishop will come here, and this will be a checkmate. So that was one variation. I'll show you the other variations what could have happened if the knight would have come here, and let's say the bishop takes. Then same thing, this bishop will take, this pawn will take, the queen will give a check on e8, the king has to come up, and in this manner Anatoly Karpov would have lost his queen. So in this variation this would have happened. Another line I would like to show you guys, if Anatoly Karpov decided that no, I don't want to capture that knight with my pawn, I don't want to capture that knight with my bishop, let's move my rook to f8, let's play this move, then Tal would have had another amazing sacrifice, which he missed all of this, but he could have played this. That is, he could have sacrificed his knight again. And in this position, if you capture with the king, here queen h5 is just a brutal checkmate. As you can see, the bishop is covering this square, and the queen and the bishop are covering this, and here the king is just checkmated. But Tal missed this combination and this variation. It's okay, sometimes it happens, even the top players don't see some variations. But let's see how the game continued. Queen h5, and next rook f8 was played, bishop c2 is played, queen e5 is played. That is a good defensive move from Karpov. He is defending this, he is pinning this bishop to the queen, so this bishop can't move anywhere. And also Tal is pinning this knight to the rook, this knight can't move anywhere. So let's see what Tal played. Tal played the brilliant knight g3. Tal says to Karpov, you can take my rook, I don't care at all. You can take my rook, but I will just play king h2 and I have the attack going. What will you do, Karpov? I am attacking you. Karpov plays another blunder. He plays h6. And what does h6 allow? h6 allows bishop takes h6. Bishop does not take because if the bishop would have taken, I'll just show you. Bishop takes h6. If the bishop would have taken, the queen would have taken, and the king moves, and this will just be a checkmate. So that's why. And now Karpov moves his king over to that side, and Tal takes the piece. The rook comes here. It is looking very dangerous for white. If there are any normal players who are playing this position, obviously they will be very scared, because the queen and the rook are over to the king side. They are attacking the king, and the king is completely exposed. It just has a knight and pawn as its defenders. But that is not enough, right? It is looking very dangerous. But this is Mikhail Tal. He is not an ordinary player. He was never an ordinary player. He was a great sacrificial and aggressive player. Let's see what happens next. He plays this move, and then the king comes up to f7, queen g6 check, king goes back, and the bishop comes to h6. And here Karpov resigned, because after a couple of moves this will be checkmate. And this is how Mikhail Tal won against Anatoly Karpov, by sacrificing both his rooks. And this was an amazing game. This was from start to finish a great game, and this is very good for learning also how to attack, principles of attack. So I hope you all could learn a lot from this video and from this game analysis which I showed you. If you enjoyed my video and you enjoy my other videos, please like, share and subscribe. It would really mean a lot to me. I appreciate your support a lot. I'm Chesstrovert and I'm signing off. Goodbye guys. I'll see you all in the next video.